Abba Yusuf Kabir sacks 3,234 workers, including a 13-year-old girl. So was a 13-year-old girl employed too by the government? That is another big question. 13-year-old girl employed? How? Now, wow. So now, without any prejudice and without any presumption, let's go into the details to see why this man took the decision and who is affected. At least 3,234 staff, including a 13-year-old girl reportedly recruited by former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, towards the end of his administration, have been laid off by his successor, Abba Yusuf Kabir. Secretary to the state government, Dr. Abdullahi Bafa Bichi, who made this announcement on Friday, November 2024, while briefing newsmen on the report of the 22-member committee set up by the government to ascertain the process followed in recruiting the persons, said the sacked workers were ineligible to be in the civil service on the ground that some of them were underaged, junior and secondary school students, while others were still undergoing the National Youth Service Corps, and some with forged certificates, among others. Oh boy. So Ganduje employed people with bad records and people who are not eligible. So based on the observations and recommendations of the technical committee, the governor, owing to his concern and human disposition, has approved as follows: reinstatement of a total of 9,332 staff that were found eligible by the committee, proper placement and posting development of eligible staff to relevant MDAs for optimal utilization should be undertaken immediately. The verification committee report was received by the government, and its salient observations and recommendations were noted and accepted as follows. The majority of the employments were not captured in 2023 approved budget, that the employment did not take consideration of the actual manpower needs of the respective MDAs, but was influenced by the desire to tie down the new administration financially. Can you imagine? Similarly, most of those employed did not undergo processes of screening and recruitment interviews as expected by the service regulations, while a significant percentage of those employed had neither applied nor indicated interest to serve, which forms a major aspect of employment requirement. That a number of students in their active studies years were also found to be employed, including students of junior secondary schools, senior secondary schools, and some in their early stages of tertiary education, while a number of persons recruited were found to be undergoing their National Youth Service Corps program, NYC. Equally, a number of persons confirmed to be overaged or underaged were found to be employed and on the state payroll. So a number of those employed were found to have suspicious or forged certificates, while many non-indigenous were employed in spite of a large number of qualified unemployed indigenous roaming our street. That those employed were wrongly placed through deployment to non-career posts or the calling of their respective qualification, and that there were there were officers with higher qualifications attracting senior cadre, were employed on the junior cadre of the service contrary to the needs of the MDA, and approval granted for such employment. Can you imagine? So Ganduje was just doing anything. No wonder when you look at his face, you know that he's somebody that can do anything that is unscrupulous. We employed people that are underage, up to a 13-year-old girl, people in junior and senior secondary school, people that are still active in their tertiary studies, people that are still in NYC, they have not finished. Can you see someone in NYC has graduated? He has not graduated until his NYC is over. People that had forged certificates, people that are underage or overaged, and the government did it so as to put the incoming government in financial stress. Because how are you going to sustain these people that obviously will have very low production output, in terms of productivity, that is in terms of hours put on the job for result purposes. So now the current governor, Abba Kabir Yusuf, has gone ahead and taken them out. And I'm sure nobody will question, nobody will cough, because he set up a committee, took a 9-man committee that came out with a report, and so there's a report to that effect. He didn't just unilaterally make that decision. So let's take a few comments. People are reacting to the governor's action. Some say we have to thank social media by mere granting fools to express their foolishness. Can you imagine? Some say, do you want them to eat, waiting, or you are the one to provide them? What? So that he can replace them with a Kwakwan Sia tout. Now, so they say, I concur. Why are you sacking our voters, Oga? Which are voters? I mean, those are the underage people that voted in Kano. I'm sure this guy is just trying to mock the man. Or on a lighter note, you are voting people, you are attacking people that voted for you and voted for them in Kano State. Some say, when I like to suffer, why always supporting the wrong and evil men? Someone say, doing what is right is good to go by. Yet being humane and considerate in your dealings with people is paramount in life. You are not a junta, but a politician whose mandate is tied to his political relationship with his electorate. So you don't need to be warned, but warn yourself and behave like a servant of the people and not as a master, please. That's what somebody is telling him. Rabbi say, bravo. Okay, with their noise about Sharia, okay, there are people in the government civil service with forged certificates, as well as the underage, among others. What has the Hizbah morality police to say about this? For where they won't say anything on this one. That is the truth. And somebody say Abba must go. Okay, come and remove him now. Good job, Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State Governor. Okay, as he is on his way out. Who told you he's on his way out? It's just like roll call in classroom. Next, let someone else talk. That is good. Why many graduates are on ground after schooling, no job? Exactly. So why so many graduates on the ground, no job for them? The ones that have not graduated are getting job. What an irony. Oh boy, what an irony. Ganduje gives civil service work to underage and children still at school while the graduates are roaming the street. That is Ganduje for you. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.